Let me tell you something that completely changed the way I look at money. A few years back, I used to think that doubling a huge amount of money, like $1 million, was something only billionaires or finance geniuses could do. I believed you needed connections, insider information, or some risky investment that could either make you rich or wipe you out overnight. But that mindset shifted the moment I started studying how long-term investors actually grow their wealth. Not through noise, not through hype, but through simple index funds, especially the ones from Fidelity. So let me take you back to the moment this hit me. I remember sitting at my desk with my Fidelity dashboard open, just staring at the number. I didn't have $1 million yet, not even close, but I had this dream. If I ever get $1 million, how fast can this thing actually double? I typed the question into Google, I watched videos, I read articles, but the information wasn't personal. It felt like math someone else did. I wanted to understand it for myself. That's when I started running my own calculations. I clicked into FXAIX, Fidelity's S&P 500 index fund, the same one almost every long-term investor recommends. I pulled up the historical returns. Some years were crazy high, some years were scary low, but the long-term average kept hovering around 9 to 10%. And I remember thinking, hold on, that's not even a risky investment. That's just the entire market. So I grabbed a notebook and wrote at the top, if I had $1 million, how long until it becomes $2 million? Then I came across something that felt like a cheat code, the rule of 72. You take 72, divided by the annual return, and you get the number of years it takes for money to double. I did 72 divided by 10 and got 7.2. I stared at the number again. 7 years? That didn't feel real. It felt too simple. I double-checked it using every calculator I could find. Same answer, about 7 years. And I'll never forget that feeling, because for the first time, I saw how people actually get rich. Not through gambling, not through luck, but through compounding. Then I tried something else. I said, okay, what if I didn't use FXAIX? What if I used FSKAX, the total US stock market fund? I checked the historical returns. They were basically the same. Then I looked at the Fidelity ZERO funds, FXAIX and FXAIX. Zero fees. That means more of your money stays invested, compounding on itself every single year. And the idea clicked even more. The less you pay in fees, the faster you grow. I remember running a simulation. I typed in $1 million as the starting amount, set the return to 10%, and clicked calculate. The graph jumped year by year. Year 1, $1.1 million. Year 3, $1.33 million. Year 5, $1.61 million. Year 7, $1.94 million. Year 8, $2.14 million. By year 8, the money had not just doubled, it passed the $2 million mark. And the funniest part? I wasn't even invested with $1 million at the time. I was learning all this with way smaller numbers, sometimes $50, sometimes $200, sometimes $500 at a time. But the principle felt the same. For the first time, I understood that the amount didn't matter, the behavior did. Then reality hit even harder when I looked at my own investing behavior. There were months I panicked, months I was impatient, months I was tempted to sell. But every time I looked at the long-term returns of FXAIX, FSKAX, and the Zero funds, I kept seeing the same pattern. The market always recovered. It always kept climbing. And the people who stayed invested during the worst dips were the ones whose money doubled the fastest. There was one specific moment I remember clearly. The market had dropped, and my portfolio was looking ugly. I was frustrated. I opened my Fidelity account thinking, what am I even doing? This is going nowhere. Then I clicked on the 10-year chart for FXAIX, and it zoomed out. All the small dips disappeared. All I saw was this steady climb, like a mountain rising over time. That's when it clicked even deeper. The short-term dips look scary up close, but from far away, they barely matter. That was the moment I decided. If I ever hit $1 million invested, I'm giving it the full 7 years. Not touching it. No panic selling. No shortcuts. And something interesting happened over the next few years. My smaller amounts started compounding. A few thousand became 10,000. 10,000 grew into more. And I realized firsthand that compounding looks slow at first, and then suddenly it accelerates like crazy. You don't notice the first few steps, but you absolutely notice the later ones. That's when I fully understood why wealthy people get richer faster. When you compound $1 million at 10%, you make $100,000 in the first year. But when it becomes $2 million, now you make $200,000 a year. You start earning more from compounding than most people earn from their jobs. And the wild part? You don't do anything. The money grows itself. So now, when people ask me, how fast can $1 million double with Fidelity Index funds? I no longer answer with theory. I answer from experience. Based on everything I've seen, everything I've calculated, and everything I've personally felt through the ups and downs, the truth is simple. It takes roughly 6 to 10 years. 7 or 8 is the sweet spot. And the only requirement is patience. No stock picking. No complicated strategy. No guessing the next big thing. Just simple, boring, consistent investing inside some of the lowest fee, highest trust index funds in the world. And whether you're starting with $1 million, or starting with zero and building your way up like I did, the process is the same. If you trust the journey and stay invested long enough, your money will grow. Not overnight. But definitely over time. That's the real secret behind doubling your wealth with Fidelity Index funds. And once you see it for yourself, even on a small scale, you'll never look at money the same way again.